Hello there, and welcome to episode 44 of Ilum Radio. We're your hosts, David Barrett Menace, and with me always is my good pal and cosplayer extraordinaire, Millie. How you doing tonight, Millie?
It has been a day, honestly, related to Star Wars news that has dropped today.
Yeah.
And within the past week also.
Yeah, it definitely has. Let's start with I don't want to say the oldest news, but sure, the oldest news. Galactic Star Cruiser is closing, which sucks, for lack of a better word. I mean, we kind of have a reason, but according to World of Walt, last week Disney announced that Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser will permanently close in September of 2023, so not that far from now. As of today's date, May 22nd, 2023, Disney Parks chairman Josh D'Amaro states that although the experience did not perform as well as Disney had hoped, it will ultimately lead to a significant tax break for the company. Awesome. I mean, we know why they're closing it, unfortunately. Or we can speculate. But yeah, like, holy shit, Galactic Star Cruiser is closing, man. Like,
it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I wish they could have brought down the prices a little bit so people could afford to go, you know.
And ultimately, and I'm sure everyone else has said it by now, that's definitely the reason why I'm sure it closed, because it was too expensive. Normal people like us couldn't afford this shit. Like, not at all. Not at all, man.
I guess on, other, hotels on property, this is, a whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the other, hotels on property where it's, a normal hotel and it's affordable to stay at. So, still expensive, but at least it's affordable, for everyone, so.
Right. Your average Star Wars fan will definitely spend almost a fortune on Star Wars shit, but this was a fortune and a half. I think it started at $2 or $3 grand. It was an astronomical price. I remember that. I looked at it. I heard it once. And I'm like, no, this isn't for me. Yeah. I can never afford this. And in theory, it was a cool, immersive idea. Because, you're part of the story of the Star Cruiser and things. And we've seen it in the Lego Summer Vacation movie. They were in it. So,
Which we have reviewed. And you should totally check that episode out if you haven't.
You totally should. You totally should. There is nothing wrong with shameless plugs on this show. Yeah, it just kind of sucks, you know what I mean? Kind of sort of sucks. I would have liked to have gone. I just wonder what they're gonna do with all of that, I guess, set piece, whatever you want to call it, the whole hotel.
No, I've never seen any Disney hotel stay open for less than a year.
Right. And they built not any hotel
attractions attractions make a little sense. I've seen Disney attractions be open for less than a year.
Right.
I can give you an example right now. Rocket Rods at Disneyland. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
Rocket Rods at Disneyland, they were open they replaced the People Mover at Disneyland. Obviously Walt Disney World still has the People Mover, but
right.
Rocket Rods replaced the People Mover at Disneyland's Tomorrowland, and that was open for over a year. Guess what? It wasn't really working properly. It kept breaking down and stuff, and people really didn't like the experience, so they closed it for refurbishment or until further notice, and then they never opened it again. So,
yeesh.
And that People Mover track at Disneyland has been abandoned since then.
So the People Mover track is still there at Disneyland, you're saying?
It is. Disneyland. Disney World, obviously, it's still in operation, but Disneyland, it's abandoned pretty much on property.
So what you're saying, but not saying, is there's a chance that the Galactic Star Cruiser will still be there but abandoned, and
Okay, I hope they repurpose that building into something else. At least I don't know how it will work because like I think when you go to like the main entrance, it's like a separate building from the show building, aka the actual hotel. Um, because you're like transported on a ship to go to this
right.
Star Cruiser, going into space or whatever.
I'm
Whatever. But I don't know how they will repurpose it now.
I would
I have no idea if they're going to abandon it, if they're going to demolish. I highly doubt they're going to demolish it because yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
really
mean,
weird if they demolish it. Like,
if they leave it abandoned, that gives ample time for people like us to go in there when it's abandoned and fuck around. You know, like I'm just saying,
oh
like
jeez,
I love
urban exploring
exactly. I
kind of.
love doing some urban exploring. Exactly. But personally, because of how from the photos I've seen, I was never there, but from the photos I've seen, how awesome it looks, I would like to see them use it as a set for something at some point. Because they basically built a
No,
set.
it is a good point because like Disney's Hollywood Studios at Disney World was originally meant to film movies there. Like they legit had sets, and ironically, the land that was like that Galaxy's Edge is currently like on right now used to be a like a movie set before they tore it down to make room for the new Star Wars land.
No shit, I did not know that.
Streets of America.
Huh? No shit, I did not know that.
And also, I think also the Backlot Tour sunsets also. That's not there anymore, but yeah. Fun Disney facts because I watch too many Disney Parks YouTubers and stuff. So yeah.
Nah, you watch exactly what you need to watch that stuff. That's why you're Millie. That's why you're on this show. Damn it, they pay you the big bucks.
Dude, I watch Disney Park YouTubers like Defunct Land, Disney Dan. You know,
Wait, isn't
those
there already
YouTubers.
an abandoned something in Disney World that like it's like a
Um.
nature thing or something?
Oh. I think you're thinking of Pleasure Island.
Is that what it is? I know there's something out there. I saw like because I love watching like obviously like urban exploring YouTubes and other stuff, and I don't know if it's there or another theme park, but there's like something that's abandoned that they just literally like it's not working. They closed it and it's an island that no one can get to, or at
Oh,
least
it's Discovery Island.
Discovery Island. Okay.
Pleasure Island was a completely different thing, but yeah, Discovery Island was an attraction that was open for quite a bit. Let's see. Opened in 2000. Okay, when was it? When did it close?
Mm.
Wait a minute. That's a different. Wait a minute. Hold on. On Discovery Island. Hold on. Disney. Okay. Opened in 1974 and closed in 1999. Interestingly, they both opened and closed on April 8th.
Interesting.
So yeah, that island's abandoned pretty much.
So
Discovery Island.
if they already abandoned one, attraction, who's to say they won't abandon? I'm just saying, there's a perfect opportunity for exploration.
There has been an abandoned hotel like project that was on Disney property for a while. It was what was it? I believe it was the Disney Decades Hotel.
Hmm.
Let me actually confirm my. Disney abandoned. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hold on. Disney. Because it did eventually become the Art of Animation. Okay, Disney's Legendary Years Resort. So Story is that they finished basically like a TLDR.
Okay.
So they finished the half of the 3 years resort. Like they built like the basically the like the present day years at the time. And we were gonna start building the like earlier years, like the 1910s, 1920s, 1930s, etc., etc., etc. I didn't finish that, and because
Hmm.
of 9/11, obvious reasons, there wasn't enough people going to Florida. There wasn't
Right.
enough people flying to Disney World because of 9/11. So they basically like abandoned that entire like part of the project, and I was left abandoned for years until Disney started the project again and basically reworked that. Basically built the part of Animation Resort, like where the original abandoned Legendary Years resort uh, was standing at. So
God, in less than a year, March, a little over a year, March 1st for Disney. See, because I was about to blame it. I just wanted to double check on the year Galactic Star Cruiser was open. Because I'm like, oh,
2020, it was like late 2021, wasn't it?
2022. Like, because I was originally going to blame it on possibly COVID, middle pandemic.
No,
No,
it was open long after COVID.
yeah, so it really is because of how much they were probably I don't know, like, because it
I
kind
mean, they already scaled down Batu because of like not because of COVID, but like because of like costs.
mm-hmm,
Because Batu opened way like literally right before COVID even
right.
like started here in the States. So please don't blame COVID on this. This is nothing to do with the pandemic.
I mean, blame is a wrong choice of words. Maybe more like no, it is blame, but. I don't know. I was trying to give them like the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, maybe because of COVID, that's why they're closing it, not because they made it too
No,
expensive for us normal mortals to go to, which is basically what they did, just too expensive for us normal mortals to go to, and it kind of sucks. Um, I'm just saying to anyone listening out there that if you want to do some urban exploration of Galactic Star Cruiser while it's closed down, don't say you heard it from us, but
no,
if you go,
I
let us
don't.
know. We're not
I
condoning.
don't condone. We do not condone it. Just FYI, we don't condone like trespassing on Disney property because that will get you banned. So please do not trespass on Disney property. Please. Um, we don't want you to get in trouble. So
True. I want them turned into a set. I mean, again, of all the photos I've
yeah,
seen,
like or like repurpose it into a Star Wars hotel, like with no like minus the like a whole experience. Like
mm-hmm.
they like the hotel is already so like so
or
like extra already, you know?
or I mean, they can possibly do this. Maybe it'd be weird to have it at like a Disney resort, or no, not really, but a Star Wars museum. Maybe like I guess they could repurpose it into that with how it looks. I don't know. It's just
They
it.
had like they had a restaurant and everything too, not just like the atrium. Like street, just like reopen it as a regular hotel, not just an experience, and make it like less expensive than it was already. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope they don't tear that hotel down. That would be terrible. Like
Yeah. It just I would like to see it do something. I guess.
I don't know what else they would turn it into other than like repurposing it into a regular Star Wars hotel,
Right? There's like
like
nothing.
Star Wars themes,
There's like nothing else they
and
can do.
have it be like not set in a set timeline too.
Hmm. True.
Like have it not matter at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I
It
don't know what they will do with that building, honestly.
It just,
Technically, they have two because of the whole entrance.
oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. It just sucks. Like, one, as
Yeah.
fans, we didn't get a chance to go. We may not be able to go. Apparently now, according to, like, I was looking at some news really quick. I guess they're sold out because, people are now
They
trying
are.
to go because they're closing. So that's cool, you know.
The only like Star Cruiser experience we will have in the future are the comic books tied to the Star Cruiser and the Lego special.
Yep. Hopefully there'll be.
Maybe some like characters mentioning like the Star Cruiser like on land probably like Ray and Chewie probably.
That's why I'm saying they should turn it into a set. It could be its very own, like,
Or
show.
have the characters from the Star Cruiser move Batu and have Gaia perform in the cantina.
That'd be cool.
That would be sick.
That'd be cool. It's basically the Love Boat.
And have Croy like roaming around, even though like in canon he like spoiler alert he loses, but is still on Batu for some reason.
Right. In other bad news we have for the day tonight, unfortunately, remember, it's May 22nd right now. Actor Ray Stevenson passed away. If you don't know who he is, he was basically just coming off of like Variety. They're the ones who broke the story today. Ray Stevenson is an Irish actor who starred in films like Punisher, Warzone, King Arthur, Thor, the Thor films, and shows like HBO Rome, and the upcoming Soka series. He died Sunday in Italy. Variety has confirmed with his publicist he was 58 years old. No cause of death is available at this time. As you guys know, he's going to be in the next Disney Plus series coming out, Ahsoka, where he's playing who I think is the Imperial Knight, but that's besides the point. He also did the voice of Gar Saxon, which I did not know, believe it or not, until today. I did not know till today he was Gar Saxon, which is freaking dope that he's been part of the Star Wars family. And it sucks because I bet you anything, his character is probably going to be really, really awesome in Ahsoka. And we're not going to see it again, at least not in a live action format.
He was in Italy filming a movie called Casino. So.
Mm-hmm. And like I personally did not. So going through his repertoire of movies, all his stuff, I did not like the Punisher movie he did, but I did like his version of Punisher. So his version
I did not know he was Punisher.
He was a Punisher Warzone. He was like the one after years ago. Like came out. I want to say 2009 or 2010. It came out. Maybe before that. And also he was in the Thor movies. He was in all three of them. He played one of the I don't want to say Thor's lackeys, but the other guys in Thor's group on Asgard protecting the realms.
Yeah. With I think Zachary Levi also played one of the friends.
He did. Right? Yes, I think in the first Thor movie he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then they recasted him in Ragnarok.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah. But it sucks. And Rosario Dawson also posted some very, very nice photos, some behind the scene photos of them. As well as, let me just read her post really quick.
They were in costume too. You notice that?
Yeah. And, I hate to be that guy, but, if you're trying to make the costume before the show comes out, here's a pretty clear picture of it, because, the fuck.
The worst day to see a costume, new costume shot is in a post that's in memory of the person in the picture.
In Rosario Dawson's post, she says, a giant of a man of Ray Stevenson stunned and reeling from this tragic, devastating news, gone too soon from this world. At a loss for words, just wanted to mark this moment and share your ever ready and present smile. Love you forever, holding your family in my heart. Legends never die. So I can only imagine how he must have been on set. He must have been a wonderful person to work with. And
His character, if his character, like, I'm gonna be that person too. Like, if his character lives this season, I wonder how they're gonna, like, deal with his
yeah.
character in the future. Like, even if they don't make a season 2,
Mm-hmm.
like, maybe, like, address it, I mean, in the Cloniverse movie, if that happened, like, if you even survive that, but I don't,
Right.
it's, like I said, it's too early to tell, like, still have a couple months away.
Mm-hmm. He's a
3 months?
big man too. He's like 6'3". I didn't realize he was that big.
Actually, it's almost June, so I'm just gonna say 2 months. Right? Because we still don't know the release date.
We just know it's August. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's all we know.
My guess is it's gonna now be delayed because of Ray's death. I think they're gonna maybe edit the credits a little bit.
Maybe, but I can't imagine it's still unless they change the ending, because I doubt it. I'm just speculating. I'm not throwing anything out there. Let's say he was supposed to survive at the end and come back for a season 2. You know, like you were just mentioning, how are they going to do that? They might
Right.
change the
Right.
ending around and have him not survive it, which would be very, very weird, I guess.
Well, can I bring up like a comparison real quick? So
Sure.
remember when Carrie died, like after she finished filming for Last Jedi, but the movie hasn't been released yet?
Oh, yeah.
And we were all wondering how we were going to deal with like Leia's character in like The Rise of Skywalker or episode, like we didn't know the title of the movie yet. Like we didn't even know the fate of Leia in Last Jedi until the movie came out. So we all really didn't know how they were going to deal with Carrie or
True.
Carrie's character.
True.
And Leia had a fake out death in Last Jedi and like was in a coma. Like this was all obviously filmed before her death. This is all just coincidence. But in Rise of Skywalker, how they dealt with it, they like with like the family's permission, they like digitalized Carrie and like give her a lot of lines, like use some of her archival footage from Force Awakens.
Yeah, Force Awakens.
And basically like killed off the character on screen in a very tasteful way, in my opinion.
I saw a post on Reddit about Princess Leia passing away, and it was actually really sad. It's like R2-D2 should have the most sadness of all the characters. Not only did he see Leia born, he saw her pass away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, eek, oof.
R2 has seen everything.
He has. But Ray Stevenson, you will be missed, good sir. I hope that your character is the most badass of badassness, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And yeah, you'll always live on and be one with the Force, good sir.
They haven't even started like doing promotional stuff for this show yet.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna be a weird next 2 months until this drops.
Yeah. And Hayden and Rosario are coming to Boston in August, the same month Ahsoka's coming out, so that's gonna be interesting.
I think jump off topic. Ewan McGregor is going to like Fan Expo Boston, I think, right? Did I see that correctly, or am I wrong?
No, he's going to New York Comic Con.
Okay. Because I still have my
He
piece.
went last year.
I still have my piece of art from Obi-Wan, and I do want it signed.
He's gonna be in New York at New York Comic Con in October. So
Cool.
if you're willing to drive down New York to meet Ewan McGregor, then by all means.
I mean, if I can afford it. Anywho, you will be missed, good sir. May the Force be with you. On tonight's episode, we're talking about... Sorry, I just lost track for a second.
Dave, my face is gone.
Hooray. Tonight, we're going to talk about In the Stars. The most recent episode... Not most recent episode. Episode 3 of Volume 2 of Visions. A an episode done by a studio out in Santiago, Chile called Punk Robot. Punk Robot has been... I might have to edit something out. Give me 1 second. So I have to bring this down so I can read it. There we go. 3, 2. So Punk Robot is an animation automation built by creative humans, storytellers, artists, and universe builders that aims to make a contribution to the world, promoting good values, unique content, and outstanding visuals. Since 2008, thanks to the great human and the multidisciplinary team, we have developed projects for television, advertising, and film with high visual impact, among which the preschool series Flipos, La Aventuras de Millie y Perrita, and the animated short film Historia de un Oso, winner for the first Oscar award for animation in Latin America, stand out. So, yeah, they're a really cool studio from Santiago, Chile. Another addition to the Spanish speakers of this season, or this volume of Visions. And yeah, let's get in.
Isn't Pedro Pascal from Chile?
He is.
Okay. I just remembered that, so.
Official description of this episode: two sisters, the last of their kind, who live in hiding and on the ravaged land, squabble about how to survive with the Empire's encroaching. On a water run, the sisters must fight back when they are discovered. I know I keep on saying this for every episode we've talked about, but I like this a lot. How about you?
I loved it. I honestly wasn't expecting some things, like, them being sisters and because I went into this completely blind, so I didn't even know their backstory until I saw the episode.
Same.
So, yeah.
Same. Yeah, same.
I tried to watch all the episodes, like, blind, like with no knowledge of their characters, so.
Same. Like, I didn't look up, and like, even the studios I didn't look up at all until I watched all the episodes. And this was... So Screecher's Reach did have a very, very sad ending. Probably one of the darkest of all the episodes. This one started off very sad. Started off very dark. Very dark. But did have a happy ending, even though it was still, kind of sad. Two sisters, Tachina and Koten, are basically... We know they're Force users. We know what they are. But it's like... They paint it in such a way where they don't know what the Force is, which seems to be a running theme a lot in some of these episodes.
Notice that, yeah.
Like, there's several running themes. Like, and it's interesting. It's like either A, the characters don't know what the Force is, or B, there is an exception of their culture or going back to their roots in some way, shape, or form, or family to really let them propel further in the story. Fun fact, watching the making of this, did you know this is not stop motion at all?
No, I didn't even...
It's all CG.
I figured it was CGI. It's
all CG. They made it look like stop motion. And it is something clever. They actually built, like, basically miniatures and models for the characters, and then filmed it, took photos at really, really, like, high quality, so they can match that type of look in the 3D animation. It was pretty dope. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the design of the sisters and how they looked and stuff?
I thought it was pretty cool. I kind of thought of them as, obviously they're not Jedi, but, like, I kind of thought of them as, like, Order 66 survivors that are trying to, like, hide away from the Empire, that are trying to hunt them down, because that's what they were actually trying to do.
Right.
Because in the short, they were, like, the only, like, surviving, like, people of their, like, tribe or whatever. Like, it kind of, like... You can kind of think of it as, like, they're the only, like, surviving members of their, like, Jedi temple, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Empire is trying to hunt them down, like, post Order 66. Similar to Cal and Caleb Doom and those other Order 66 survivor stories that we know of. So,
jumping off topic really quick, Millie just reminded me. So Ilum Radio now has an effing Twitch channel, and as of this recording, we did our first live stream, like streaming Jedi Survivor, this past Sunday, the 21st, and it went pretty cool. Okay. It was a lot of fun. I told you guys I would stream the game. I wasn't going to do it for a second. Millie convinced me.
Link to the Twitch will be in the bio.
It definitely will.
Bio of this video, and also if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see all the links there.
Yeah, Millie definitely talked me into playing it. She's like, "Let's do it. Come on, just play it. You said you would. People are asking for it." I'm like, "You're right. Let me do that."
Now, just FYI, for those Twitch streams, I'm at work most weekends, so Dave will be the one streaming it, not me. I will occasionally be in chat when I'm available, but it's not a guarantee. But you will definitely be seeing Dave all the time on Twitch. So he's more of a Twitch streamer than I am. So anyway, so it makes a lot of sense if Dave does everything over there. So
on Sundays will definitely be like our I'm just gonna call it Star Wars Sundays, 12 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out. We'll play Star Wars games. We're going to finish, obviously, Jedi Survivor. That's going to be the first thing. But we'll see what we do afterwards. I have a plethora of Star Wars games I can play on stream. And, yeah, let's hang out and play some video games. Now, back to our story. Oh, by the way, twitch.tv/Ilum Radio.
We will plug it again at the end.
Absolutely. So...
Anyway, back to... What was this episode called?
In the Stars.
In the Stars. Thank you for bringing us off topic. So.
As I do. So
goodness, okay.
I like how there's two animation styles in this. There's the 3D animation style, and then there's like the 2D animation style of the sister, the younger one, Koten. Oh no, I'm sorry, Tachina, telling the story of like her mom and having the Force and how the Empire showed up, and it was a clever way to tell how dark this story is without going too dark or showing really much of anything. You know what I mean? Like, it get really kind of let them tell the story without making it like almost rated R, I guess you could say. Because again, you know, their whole tribe is killed. They're the last two survivors. And we see that in the animation, but we don't see it. You know what I mean? Any particular cosplay from this episode you would want to work on?
No. I did see a cosplay on Twitter from this, actually.
That's right.
I sent
Fudge. I forgot to grab that. Fudge.
Gosh dang it, Dave.
Give me 2 seconds, folks. Oh, fudge. It was the day of, too, we were talking about it, like cosplay from this thing. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Oh, man. Boy, is my face red.
It's okay. But it was a really good cosplay, though. We will show it on screen in just a second when Dave finds it. So
there it is. From the Twitter. Wow, that looks really damn good. So that's her right there.
Yep, there it is.
That just looks so cool.
Yeah, Punk Robot shared it too, which I found really cool. So
I like how she's wearing Stormtrooper armor as like the extra part.
Right? Like, so cool.
Yeah, that was a good find there, Millie. Funny enough, the inspiration for the sisters and their tribe comes from a Chilean pre-Columbian Native American tribe called the Yamana. Let me pull up their photo really quick. So that's where the inspiration comes from, more or less. And watching, and again, guys, do yourself a favor and watch the making of these episodes, like on Disney Plus. They have it for every single episode. It really lets you see the studio who made them, the history of the studio, what their inspirations are, why they chose the certain things they chose or certain methods they chose. Like, seriously, do yourself a favor, watch it. They're amazing. But the tribe themselves are located all the way in the southern edge of South America, like almost like down like in like near Patagonia. And Punk Robot, they actually took a field trip to Patagonia to see what that environment looks like and bring that environment into this episode of Visions. And they did a pretty decent job, I think. And what I liked about this, and they really paid attention to the canon and wanted to take how important it is. This, even though it's canon adjacent, this episode easily could have taken place in the Star Wars universe on some backwater planet, and it would not have changed much. You know what I mean? Like this could have been like canon to Star Wars, but without really doing much.
The designs of the troopers were pretty close to canon.
Mm-hmm. The ATST, the TIE fighters, like the
Imperial officer that showed up at the end.
Like, again, easily this could have been part of the Star Wars universe without like messing up the canon or like changing too many things. So, bravo to Punk Robot Studios. Is there anything you disliked about this episode of Visions?
No.
Like, I'm trying really hard to find something I didn't like about most of these, and it's kind of tough to. Other than, if I had to be nitpicky, yeah, honestly, like I'm trying to be nitpicky.
Honestly, I have no negative thoughts.
Yeah,
I had a blast watching it. I had fun. That's important.
Good storytelling, good animation. There was a quote I read a couple days ago, not having to do anything with Star Wars, but it was basically just in a random art book, and it was basically saying a good artist knows how to touch the soul with the slightest like brushstroke, and they definitely did with this episode. And yeah, you're fine on. I'm not gonna lie. If I can make a male version of one of these characters and not go broke, I definitely wouldn't cosplay as it. Just, they just look really effing cool.
Yeah.
And I like it's the first episode in this entire season or volume that had nothing to do with a lightsaber at all.
Nope, but it still had Force users in it.
Right. And what I liked was they don't realize they're using the Force. They just think they're part of nature. It's like, that's what I like the most about it. They're definite Force users.
Actually, there's like a couple episodes this volume that doesn't have to do with lightsabers.
Right, but it's one of the first ones is what I'm saying. It's like...
One of the first.
And yeah.
I've seen so far. I haven't seen like maybe half of Visions Volume 2.
Right. And... Like, and that's the thing I wanted to bring up. It's like, you're right. It's like, there's several episodes who don't have lightsabers. But in volume 1, every fucking episode had a lightsaber. Like, every episode had, like, Jedi and things. And it's like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like, there's more to Star Wars than just... And this is a lot for me saying it because I love lightsabers, but... Well,
I mean, to be honest, all of the studios are Japanese studios, and, like, Star Wars is already based off of, like, Japanese culture with, like, swords.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Right.
Why every single one was about lightsabers.
Fair.
Well, Japanese related, so...
I'll say this, though. I do love this season, the storytelling in every single episode that we've seen so far. I know there's a quick one, guys, but these episodes are short. They're like 18 minutes long at the most. I
mean, good thing we put in the Star Wars news too.
Yeah, I know, right?
At the beginning.
Now, keep in mind, folks, like we said in the first episode of talking about Visions, we're going to cover every single episode because every episode does need its own podcast.
They deserve their own episode. Like, they deserve their own discussion.
Yeah. And they're just cool. I don't know. I just like it. And I love that this is a Chilean studio, fellow Latinos representing. And
What did you think? What did you think about the Imperial officer? I don't think we brought her up at all. One at the very end.
she's
Did you
what?
think that she was actually going to kill them, like legit?
Yes, I thought that because what? Well, look, the episode before this ended really sad. I thought this was going to end really
Yeah.
sad also.
I was like, oh no, one of them's definitely going to die.
Like I seriously thought,
I had that feeling.
like when they were holding the little sister like over the ledge, like I seriously
Yeah,
thought
like,
she was going to die, and the older sister was going to go like all Sith Lord and shit. You know, like just
yo, that was my thoughts too. Like that was my like, or like the older sister was going to die and the younger sister was going to
go like full dark
go
side.
dark side.
Yeah, like the female officer, I guess you could say she's exactly what I expect a female officer to be in.
Let me look up her name. I feel like she had a name. I just couldn't like the stars.
The heist. Let's see.
I have the Wikipedia up right for this.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Characters.
According to the Wikipedia,
Nope, just officer.
yeah, just Imperial officer.
No page either. Just
Mm-hmm.
sucks.
What?
They put like. Do they have like characters for everything like on the pages? I guess my guess is that I guess she only showed up once. There's like not enough info. I mean, you can see she's on the poster.
Yeah.
So you can get a look at that.
Let me just pull up right now. Yeah, she's right there. Like, I guess really there's no reason to. She's just a face
Gives me
for the back.
Krennic vibes.
Yeah.
Gives me Krennic vibes. I don't know why.
Yeah, she's definitely what I would imagine an officer to be in the Star Wars universe. Like, just very angry, looks down on the actual local population, wants the local population to die. Like, that's exactly what these officers are. So, you know, she fit that role pretty well. But it was good. I liked it. Going back to nature and, you know, going back to your roots of your people. And the older sister was pretty badass. How she fought off a bunch of stormtroopers and things.
Yeah, she did.
It was pretty dope. And if I can find better references or more, I would love to do a cosplay of them. Or like at least of this tribe. It'd be kind of cool to walk around as them. The one thing I never didn't look up, I only thought I think about it now, is are they a species from the Star Wars universe? Or they just make up their own? I can't tell.
I think they made up their own. I think you could look at their Wikipedia pages and see what they say, but
It doesn't say nothing about what they are. The person watches
it has to be.
Yeah, like there's really nothing that says what they are. So, which I guess is the cool thing about Star Wars. You can really just
Well, to be fair, we still don't know the species, like Yoda's species name.
right.
So it can always be mystery with
Yep.
certain species. So
You can throw any alien in there, and people are like, "That works. That tracks. Yeah, that tracks." Yeah. Again, any closing thoughts? Anything about this episode you want to get off your chest?
nope, I got nothing.
Same. I like it. Honestly, people,
else.
I'm trying to find any reason to dislike certainly some of these episodes, and it's really, really hard to. Really hard to. And I say I love this volume a lot better than volume 1. Just because every episode is a good storytelling, in my opinion. With that said, that is the end of our episode for tonight.
What is the next episode we will be discussing?
Ooh, the next episode we will be discussing possibly Millie's most favorite of this entire season, I Am Your Mother, done by Aardman Animations. Aardman Animations are the same people who did Wallace and Gromit. So, yep, we'll be talking about that
And
next
Chicken
week.
Run.
Oh, that's right. Chicken Run. I forgot about that.
And they're making a new one, actually.
Really? Oh, we'll get into that.
They
But
are.
we'll get into that next week. But yeah, I Am Your Mother. That is next week.
I also did Shaun the Sheep.
Say again? Oh, that's right.
Hartman did Shaun the Sheep. Y'all know they did Wallace and Gromit. And we'll actually discuss some certain Easter eggs I discovered while we're rewatching I Am Your Mother, because there is some non-Star Wars Easter eggs in there.
Ooh. So, I'll have to look for them when I watch it again next week. If you're a Wallace and Gromit fan, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So. All right, friends. If you want to reach out to us on the socials, you can find us on Twitter at Ilum Radio. You can find us on Instagram at Ilum Radio. You can find us on TikTok at Ilum Radio. And again, you can find us on twitch.tv/Ilum Radio. Live streaming Star Wars games every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. You'll mostly see me. You might see Millie in chat if she has free time from work or she's not working. We will see. But definitely tune in and hang out with us, guys. You know, talk to us about all the cool things. If there's a specific subject you want to talk about that's Star Wars related or not, let us know via email to ilumradiopodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. What you liked, what you didn't like. Was this your favorite? Was it not? And just, you know, whisper some nice, sweet nothings in our ears if you can. If you guys want to find us directly, Millie, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Millie_Halprin, as well as Twitter at me_Halprin. I do post some Star Wars stuff occasionally, but mostly it's like Star Wars, Disney, Doctor Who, you name it. I post a lot of things on Twitter, so.
Yeah, you do. Speaking of Twitter, I have to use mine more. At my Twitter is @beardedmenace. I'm just an old man about it. I've had Twitter for years. I've never used it properly, but you'll find me posting, you know, when I'm going live on my personal Twitch, when we're going live on our Ilum Radio Twitch, and some random thoughts I have throughout the day about weird stuff. Definitely look and like. You can also find me on Instagram at DavidBeardedMenace. You'll mostly find Gundam model kits and Warhammer builds like what you see here that I'll be painting.
And Saber Guild posts occasionally.
When I'm in cosplay. You can find me on TikTok at DavidBeardedMenace. I'm occasionally on there. And if you want to find me on my personal Twitch, I am on twitch.tv/DavidBeardedMenace, where I'll be building a lot of these Gundam kits and Warhammer kits and whatnot. You may also find Millie in chat derailing things as she does.
If I'm able to make it hit your stream.
If she's able to make it.
Again.
And she does, and it's always fun when she's in there. But that's it for us, my friends. Again, thanks for the follows. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for the likes, and just keep on sharing our stuff. Anyway, friends, that's it for us. As always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the Force be with you. Peace.